So it is good that they're making some headway. 3 out of 4 him say. I could almost guess what the three could possibly be, and per diem might be one. Bonus might be another one, and stuff like that.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle, the channel of undiluted sports content. Your favorite analysts are here to provide their feedback on the latest happening in the world of sports. We also see that you've been liking and watching our videos. If you have not yet subscribed, just click that subscription button and welcome to the Sports DTM family. We have a very interesting topic for you. Mr. Rudolph Speid, chairman of Technical Committee, JFF, visited our virtual studio recently and him say a bag of things. And the analysts are here to just go through with their reactions to some of the things that he said. And if I'm to highlight in relation to the negotiations, he said that there is a general agreement on 3 of the 4 items. He didn't say which 3, but those 4 items include match appearance, bonus for win, bonus for draw, and per diem. He also said that both parties are willing to talk, and JFF is asking the players to come and talk. So, analysts, the positives from this interview, we want to zone in on those. Adrian, what's your reaction to Speid's comment in relation to the negotiation?
Well, Kurt, from Rudolph Speid's comments, it would appear that the players and the JFF have now started to talk. Mr. Speid indicated that they have been having discussions from November last year, but based on the utterances that have taken place in the public space back and forth, it would appear that the players and the JFF were not on speaking terms, and they were actually playing out the negotiations in the public space. Right, so Mr. Speid obviously told us that the players were using social media to conduct the negotiations, while obviously the JFF was using the public media space to do so. I got obviously from it that they are, hopefully, as he says, a lot closer than they were a couple weeks ago, and that they can kind of come to some amicable agreement before our Gold Cup and World Cup qualifiers come along.
Raymond, it's good to hear that there's some agreement and that they're closer than they were since those leaked audio.
Yeah, it is good. After the war comes a peace, and so far it almost seems that there would be no need for any form of mediation. So we are expecting things to be resolved before the next international break, or if we get another match. And we should expect some of the players that were absent to be included in the squad come those games. So it is good that they're making some headway. 3 out of 4 him say. I could almost guess what the 3 could possibly be, and per diem might be one. Bonus might be another one, and stuff like that. But it's good that they're making some advancement, and I almost caution him to say that he almost promising us that they should be able to settle in short order, and as such, if they don't, then we'll have to bring out the big guns. One thing for sure, though, we won't get a lot of information, because I think they have actually decided to bring these negotiations behind closed door now, and so we won't get a lot of stuff. But one thing for sure, though, when the breaking news hit of them coming to a full-on agreement, and we have our big squad, all of our top players, the Leon Baileys, the Damian Lowe, and persons like that, we're expecting great things. So hopefully Speid is accurate on his pronouncement, and we should expect changes and agreement in short order.
You got how comfortable are you with that there will be an agreement in place in short order?
Well, speaking to Mr. Speed, he was very confident that things are moving in the right direction. And I have to just go by his word. You understand? And I hope that things really move in the right direction. And I think it's good. 3 out of 4 is not bad. You understand? So I hope everything can come together and everything, the dust can settle and the fight for football can go on and we can get this qualification. You understand? On the way. So according to Mr. Speed, everything is going to the right direction and they get 3 out of 4, which is good. And yeah, I really looking forward to see this really behind us right now.
And fans out there, please remember, if you're new to this channel, just click that subscription button, as well as the notification bell, so you'll get all the notification as soon as a video is released. Ricky, we're happy to hear both sides of the story. From November or from January, we've been hearing the players' side and JFF talking to the media. So now we actually got to hear it from Speed himself. This is good.
Yeah, it's always good to hear things out of the horse's mouth. And I'm glad that we got the opportunity to interview Mr. Speed. And one of the things that stood out to me is that he says going forward, the contracts that are being negotiated is not really a long-term contract, but it's a contract that will go for at least 2 years. So probably no, the next Worldcup will catch this contract in place, and the players won't be in the situation they are in now. The bad part is that we'll have less things to talk about when if there's no mix-up between JFF and the players. So kudos to you, Mr. Speed and the JFF, and I hope that you will continue on the path you're going and do right to the boys.
And at this point, as a views expressed by Ricky, not necessarily those of Sports DTM. We're not a mix-up channel. But Eddie, your views and where the negotiation is at the moment, based on what Mr. Speed would have shared with us.
Well, if what Mr. Speed said is to be believed, it looked good. This is news. This is good news that we all been waiting for. And even though they say promises are compared to a fool, I hope we're not fooled into this one. But we're happy to hear the news that the negotiations are going well, and there should be some form of agreement soon. So that's a big takeaway for me. Along with the fact that he's saying that, because as we know, the players are saying it's not only money, not only about the money. He's saying that he's looking at those other factors that are getting the players upset. So that's a good thing to do as well. Maybe another promise, but at least he's looking into other things.
Eddie, on that particular point, where a lot of our viewers and the fans who came in wanted to know how is it that the JFF didn't think about these other things, if the players have to literally be asking about these things for the JFF to act. And I thought that was quite instructive. Every time we spoke about the physio and the the flight arrangements and the additional stuff, not just the money part. Why is it that the JFF would not have considered these things? Mr. Speed said if they had brought it to his attention, he would have acted. But you thought you wanted them to be a little more proactive in actually spotting some of these things before it actually came.
But I think they're aware about it. As he said in the interview, everything is money. So probably they're looking at
I don't have to spend.
Yeah, the extra dollar it would take to bring an extra physio or whatever. So they're just looking at the money aspect.
And that is where we never got much from Mr. Speed, right? Because the players are still insisting that it is not just about the money.
Absolutely. A big part of the conversation, Kurt, is that the players have insisted that this isn't all about the money, and the conversation that we have been having a lot it goes down along the line of how much US dollars players are asking for, them being greedy and all of that, and trying to literally run the federation broke. Mr. Speid, to his credit, has promised Sports DTM the financials for the JFF, the current year financials. We're waiting to get those from him. We have shared our email contact so we can actually get it. So we expect to get that information because he has said that he has put forward all the financial information to the players, right? And the hope is that if that is true, then we can actually look at it and actually see if we can make some kind of sense out of it, whether it is that the JFF is in a position to do some of the things that people are asking them to do.
Right. Mr. Speid also mentioned, analysts, that Tappa has a free hand in selecting the players. I know we did a video outlining the 5 signs we know Tappa is not picking the team. And we hear Mr. Speid, who watched the video, say that Tappa has a free hand. This is good to hear, eh? Or do you believe that Tappa has a free hand?
Well, it's good to hear that Tappa has a free hand from Speid himself, but this technically he doesn't, because 1 minute to select him squad, you hear that these players are not available. That would definitely show some cold water on your plans. So it doesn't feel as free as he would like. You have a certain bucket and you be like, okay, these are the players I have available to me, and they say, oh wait, no, due to contractual arrangements, they are not. So you have a different bucket, which is probably less than you had expected, and so that kind of affect your selection somewhat. So technically, it's not as free as he would like, and so yeah, it's free within a boundary almost.
Well, it's free to some extent, because if you are given 11 players or 20 players to pick from, you're actually picking a team. But you might not want those 20 players, as Ray was alluding to. So, you pick a set of players that you didn't want, pretty much.
So they're using technicalities on us.
So technically
Adrian.
speaking from.
Absolutely.
So somebody is picking the squad and Tappa is picking the team.
That's what has happened.
Yeah, selection, clearly.
Ray and Eddie said perfectly. You are given a team. So, for example, suppose Tappa had actually asked for his team and he never gets it, and then say, all right, Tappa, who else do you want? And he then picks it. But it would appear from all information that is out there that he submitted, I needed these people. Somebody say, look here, then people are available. Here, take them this set. It's not a situation where he comes in and then says, all right, these are not available, give me these other players. It's a situation whereby they were not available and somebody says, all right, since they are not available, here.
Here, pick from this set.
Pick from this pool.
Pick from this new set.
You got.
All right. As much as I agree with my colleagues in somewhat, all right, I must say, all right, for the past match, for the USA match, Mr. Whitmore, Tappa, the coach, didn't have a free hand in selecting a squad. All right. So let me see what for the Southern match. Well, we know we can come to agreement, but that Tappa did pick that side, that did pick that squad. You understand? But for the match, that the US match, I think Tappa didn't have a free hand in selection. All right. So let's wait and see for our next friendly match or for the Worldcup. You understand? Who will pick the squad? You understand? We'll see who will pick the squad, and then if Tappa go and pick the team from out of the squad. So I'll reserve my comment for the next match.
All right. So in the interview, Mr. Speid spoke to 3 of the 4 items being agreed on, and we can assume that the one that is not agreed on is the match fees. But he mentioned that in discussion with the players, he has put forward a proposal that, here what, let us play for this fee that nobody knows what he is saying it is. And when you qualify for the World Cup, whatever money we get, you get a portion of that. Ray.
Yeah, that sounds like a performance-based system. I mean, persons do it from time to time. If you perform, there's a windfall, and that can cheer up better. And so you might find yourself exceed almost $7,000 or pushing 10,000 and more, plus add-ons. I'm not against that in any shape or form. I wouldn't necessarily put it at the end of the qualifying for the World Cup, but each round, because for every additional round you reach, you continue to earn. So share that in with us. I would almost want the players to set to the JFFs.
But them not put forward a figure, so that sounds like some pussy in a bag something.
Well, it wouldn't be too easy, and this is it. It wouldn't be too easy. So
we need to know too.
But we want to know. We want to know.
Hold on. You see the performance thing. I agree with the JFF. You know, so you guys might match me.
Yeah, I agree before you even know what to think.
Exactly.
Guess what? All right, guess what?
Yes.
Sometimes we bash the players and said this player shouldn't be on the field and this player shouldn't be playing and they should be picking this man. You understand? So then they will know to pick the right person, because you understand, if they've been losing with certain people on the field, they must get the right consistent person to play the football.
What?
They never get a set money to play and then not play good. And that's our game. It doesn't make no sense. But they play on a performance basis.
No, man. What call performance basis?
There you have it, Sports DTM fans. A very lively discussion and reactions to Mr. Speid interview on Sports DTM. And if you have not yet seen that interview, just check in the description below and click on the link and go enjoy it and come right back. Leave your comment in the comment section below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. This has been another episode of Sports Down the Middle. Be blessed.